Huh? Alright, we'll start the timer now. Welcome back to week 4 of Cowboys Cast, people. By the sound of my voice, I am not too happy. Fue un desmadre este juego.
We suck, guys. We suck.
There's no other way to put it. We are like the Browns uniforms. We're straight caca. That's not a good feeling to feel, you know what I mean?
No, man. I mean, it's so disheartening. I really thought we could pull something out of our ass again. You know, go with that cardiac Cowboys theme. You know what I'm saying? Come back like we did that game against Atlanta. But
once in a season is enough, I believe, for a team to make a comeback. Twice from down 20-some points. Gotcha, man. I don't think that's even possible, honestly.
well, let's back up, man. How did we get there in the first place?
Well, you said that Zeke, we do not utilize Zeke how we're supposed to. And that really makes you ticked off. Tell me more about it.
Well,
What gets you mad about it?
Yeah, man. We're over here trying to turn Ezekiel Elliott into something he's not. Understand me? It's like we want to turn him into something like a Christian McCaffrey, a Kamara, right? Alvin Kamara, that's his name down over there in New Orleans. We want to turn him into something that he's not, man. And we're only giving him the ball. How many attempts did he have? I believe he had 12 attempts
12.
for 4.5 yards carry.
No touchdowns.
No touchdowns, but that's good. Why are you not going to keep feeding that beast? I mean, the guy has a tattoo on his lower abdomen that says feed. What do you got to do, man? Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy, Jerry
Whoever's
Jones.
in charge.
Whoever the hell is calling these damn plays, man, we need to understand what we have. And this goes back to my initial problem with the Cowboys dating even before Jason Garrett. I mean, Mike McCarthy, even like during Jason Garrett's regime, was that we did not have an identity. We didn't know what we did. We weren't a running football team. We weren't a passing football team. We were a passing football team that had to be a running team that was trying to be a passing team. We just didn't really click then, and now we don't click. We didn't click then, and we don't click now.
I mean, for me, the thing is that we paid him so much money to use him hard and, you know what I mean? Like, put him through the grinder, and he loves that sort of thing. He's always trying to say, feed me the ball more times. I don't care if I have to run it 20, 30, 40 times. I'm going to run that ball down their throat, and I'm going to make their defense weak, and that's when we can ball out.
And you know what's something to note, too, is that how come every time the team plays the Cowboys, what's something that they do? How come every team that plays us all of a sudden runs the ball very well when we're supposed to be the running football team in the first place? Or we could be the best running football team in the field in the first place. Now, I understand that we've had a lot of injuries on the offensive line, but one thing that gets those guys really going is just letting them fire off the ball and really get out of there. Based on today's stats, we're saying that those 5 guys that haven't worked together a lot, you know, in the past because of injuries. Shout out, today we got Tyron Smith, but we also lost Joe Looney. And we lost Lyle Collins earlier in the week. All year. So this group is really going to have to mesh. And they're really not going to have a chance to mesh unless they are able to get after it. And if you're only giving them 12 opportunities throughout the whole game to fire off the ball and get into their opponent.
And punish them.
And really just...
They like that. They like that. They like putting their will against people. You know what I mean? They like pounding them out and getting those pancakes, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that boosts your morale.
They're
that
pros.
Gives you confidence.
Exactly, it gives them confidence, and we have no confidence.
You're not letting them get confidence. You know, like you don't let them spark
so
it.
Who's calling the damn plays?
Well,
is it Mike McCarthy?
Yeah.
Is it Kellen Moore?
We looked up and it said Kellen Moore.
You know what? For Kellen Moore's sake, it better be Kellen Moore it better be Mike McCarthy because if Kellen Moore's calling these plays, he's calling these plays like he's never seen this football team play before. And Mike McCarthy, if he was calling the plays, you'd have to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's just trying to work the kinks out of a new team and a new offense. But if Kellen Moore, if this is the way that you're using these team and you're using these players after being around them for so long,
this is the second year.
You need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, this is the second year of offensive coordinator that he's doing. Before he was the coordinator, he was the backup to actually Tony Romo. So he was the backup to Tony Romo. And if it wasn't for a broken foot, Dak would not be the starter. So for Dak's lucky streak of mistakes that it dates back to his high school career, I don't know if you knew that. His high school career, he was the backup, starter got hurt, he shined. College, starter got hurt, backup. He was backup. He shined. Same thing with the Cowboys. Starter got hurt, backup got hurt, and he came up on top, which is good for him. But Kellen Moore, I feel like he needs more of the blame. Yes, Mike McCarthy right now is looking like a hot mess. It's not looking good. It's looking like Jason Garrett 2.0, just a fatter version, you know what I mean? But it's the same old Cowboys, how we've been saying these past couple of podcasts. Like, how is it that we have mostly some of the same players like Crawford, D-Law, Dak, Zeke? We have all these almost same pieces together, but we're not producing anything, you know what I mean? So what's the problem? Is it Mike McCarthy trying to get the hang of it? Is it Kellen Moore just trying to do whatever the hell he wants and it's not working out? Like, we need answers out here, you know? Like, what do people think? What do you guys think? Let us know what you guys think. What's your idea of who's running the show down there?
And another quick thing that I like to mention, man, is a lot of people want to rag on Jerry Jones. Like, oh, it's Jerry Jones' fault, man. But, yo, Jerry Jones ain't down there missing tackles. He's not out there not doing his job, you know? He's doing his job, and he's getting all these players, man. At the end of the day, these guys are professional athletes, and they should be put in the position to make plays. And I think it's getting down to that, man. I think we're just getting out-coached right now. You know, we're just not gelling as a team. That's another thing that kind of caught my eye because, wow, did we choose a day to not show up, man. We lost to the Browns for the first time since 1994, I think.
Sheesh.
You know, in over 1,000 days.
And not even that, the Browns are known for their woes. You know, they're known for being one of the worst teams.
They're the Browns, you know?
They have a curse.
They're the Browns.
It's the Browns. And we lost the Browns at home. Like, God, you know, like, the worst part is like how you said it. We called it cardiac Cowboys. They give us heart attacks throughout the game thinking we're going to win it. And we always come back. And I feel like for the past 3-4 seasons, it's always like, we're going to come back and win. We're going to come back and win. And we just fall short from that goal. We don't get those W's. It's always the worst part, the worst feeling, because it's like you pick me up just to drop me down. Why do I even get my hopes up? That's the worst feeling ever. Like today, they had a chance to win it.
Hey, really quick, I don't mean to interrupt you, but this is a good time to mention that you guys need to go out and follow us on Twitter at CowboysCastHQ. Because we're out there tweeting through the game, man, and they really had us. We were over there watching the game, and once they started getting their mojo back, they started scoring 22, 30, 38. And I thought, first of all, I never count the Cowboys out because I always want them to win. But I really thought the Cowboys made a fool of me. I went out there on Twitter, and I
guaranteed a win.
We didn't guarantee a win, but we just felt really good.
We implied it.
We just said, hey, you know what, man? We're going to win. Watch us win. Because it had all the makings of that week Atlanta game. And what did we do? We scored how many points? In how long? In 8 minutes?
Honestly, I'm not even sure. But I know we scored like 3 touchdowns because we were down 40 to 18-some in the half. We scored 3 touchdowns. And like I was telling you earlier watching the game, like, how is it possible that we scored the 3 touchdowns? That's not the major part, but we did 2 points each time, and we got all 3. But if it was another game where we needed those 2 points, we wouldn't have gotten those 2 points. Like how you said it, it's too little, too late, and I'm surprised. Like we do get the 2 points when we're catching up, but we don't get them in crucial moments, like beginning of the first quarter, and the other team's up 8, and we're down, and we're at 6, and we need those 2 points to tie the game. We wouldn't have gotten those 2 points.
Yeah.
But right now we're playing catch up. We're just going out crazy, and that's when we're executing, and that's what pisses me off, that we're executing at the second half when it's already too late, that we have a 3 touchdown.
Well, I hear what you're saying, man, because I'm watching the same game you are, and I don't know if that comes down to coaching or if the players need to light a spark, or I don't know, man, because you know what? And it's frustrating because we have a new coach, same problems. This was always been the Cowboys' MO since I can remember. Since Romo, since Owens, like we were never able to put 4 complete quarters of football on the field.
Never. It's always bad coaching. We always either shit the bed in the beginning or late in the half. Like I don't know what it is.
So yeah, I think we both agree it always comes down to bad coaching. So I guess it does go down to the fact that Jerry Jones just hires these sitting lame butt white coaches to just sit there and get shit on and make sure that they do exactly what Jerry says. I think that's a fair criticism of Jerry Jones, but you know, is that fair? Is Mike McCarthy let me ask you this right now, man. After 4 games, we're going into a quarter season already, man. I like to break everything down into quarters, and right now, we're 1-3. This quarter is like the first quarter of the 2020 stock market, baby. It's just poop. It's in the red. It's just down. We're 1-3. We're losing.
And we should be 0-4, honestly.
We should be 0-4.
That Falcons game was a fluke. That was the biggest fluke out there. If it wasn't for the Falcons players not knowing the rules, we would be 0-4.
So that just begs my question. What do you think about the Mike McCarthy Cowboys so far, man?
I mean, I had high hopes for Mike McCarthy. He won a ring with Green Bay, and people had a lot of praise. When he got fired from Green Bay, a lot of people were looking for him, but he said, no, I'm going to take a year off, come back fresh, see what's out there. I would think that 1 year you were off, you were going to be on your A game, studying film, a la Bill Belichick type of style, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I wanted.
Dude.
And when we hired him, I was like, this is the real deal. We're going to make it all the way. But it looks like I said, Jason Garrett 2.0. He has not impressed me. He has not done anything amazing that I can be like, good coaching, Mike McCarthy, or great job, you know what I mean? Like, no. The game from Falcons, I do not, how do you say it? Give them props.
You don't count.
I don't count. I don't give them props or anything because you crapped the bed in the beginning of the game and then you caught up, and like how you said it, he's not on the field. He does coach, but he's not making those plays. He's not making those runs. He's not making those tackles. Like, yeah, it comes down to coaching, but if it wasn't for that onside kick, if it wasn't for the kicker, if it wasn't for the guy that got the ball back, we wouldn't have won the game. You know what I mean? So, like how you said it, the worst part is that I look like a fool because I told you that Mike McCarthy's a good hire, and you never believed it. And now,
you know what? Let me just stop you right there.
Ahead,
I
man.
never liked him to start with, man. I've always been I wanted a coach that was going to come out there like I know people kind of laughed at me when I brought this name up, but hey, I wanted a guy like Rex Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Someone who was just established. And the only reason that he's my default go-to is because, number one, I love the dude, man. Him and the Sanchez and that defense with Bart Scott. Oh, man, they would smack you in the damn mouth back in the day. But anyways, the only reason I liked him is because I knew what we were getting. We were getting a defense smash-mouth football. And all I really want, it doesn't have to be Rex Ryan. It just has to be a coach just a coach with an identity that says, okay, this is what we're going to do. When we get in when we're down by 14 with 8 minutes left in the third quarter, we're not going to panic because we know who we are, and we're going to go follow the plan. We're going to go run the football, or we're going to throw the ball. People want to be these Madden-type offenses, but that doesn't really work. If you really see how the best Madden offense that the NFL's probably ever seen last year, the Chiefs, what did they do? They got a running back because you know what they need to do? They need to run the ball. And we're built like that, man. We have Tyron Smith. We have that dude Connor Williams who's really coming in nice. We have Zach Markin. And we have another two dudes that are filling in. We lost Irving, so we had to pick up a couple bums off the street. But hey, they're pros, man. And if they can just keep it simple and keep it stupid and fire off the ball and get into it and let old Zeke Elliott back there just go and eat, I think we'll be okay. But, I mean, until then, I don't really see us winning, man.
Speaking of identity, let me cut you off right there, too. We've been through this for the past maybe
I'm hot, baby.
2 decades, probably. Let's just say minimum 2 decades. When we had Romo, we had T.O., and we had, who was it, Peyton Barber maybe, running the ball.
Yeah, you mean Marion Barber.
Marion Barber, excuse me. So there's
Peyton Barber.
You know, I'm just heated right now, and I'm just trying to get the points up, but damn. You know what I mean? So let's just say, like, we have pieces like other teams do, but like how you said it, we don't have an identity. We start running the ball, and then we get sloppy, and then we start throwing the ball, and then we did interceptions or this and that. You know what I mean? Like, it's always the same thing. Also, when we had 29, Murray. When we had Murray, we had Des Bryant, and Murray got that 1 year that running the rushing crown, and we did really good. Besides that damn no catch in Green Bay, you know what I mean? We were really solid, but like I said, every time we have the three pieces, we never finish it. Now we have Zeke, Amari, and Dak, and we're not finishing the job because we don't know what we are, like how you said it. Speaking on identity, we never have our identity set. And that's one of the biggest things that we've said for a while now, that we do not have an identity. What kind of Cowboys are we? We can't be passing, running defense. We got to choose one, stick to it, and let's see the outcome there. You know what I mean?
I'm with you, man. I'm with you, bro. But the defense today got just torn up. Another thing. So we're ragging on Mike McCarthy in the offense, but let's not forget there's two sides to every football team. And you know what? That defense did not show up today.
No, it did not.
We got Nick Chubb out earlier in the game, and we thought that was going to be something of a positive.
They pull up one of the stats.
But you know what? All that ended up happening was it doesn't matter. Nick Chubb doesn't even have to be there.
No.
Because they ran the ball all over the place anyways.
Let's see some of the stats that we had.
You're the worst stats person in the world.
Hey, I'm working on this. Okay, the Cowboys allowed 307 rushing yards versus
Stop
the
banging
Browns.
on the table, you freaking Mexican.
Trying. So that's a lot of defense right there. I mean, that's a lot of bad defense that we have right there. I was telling my partner right here that we have some of the pieces that could render not the greatest defense, but we could have a mediocre, results. Like average, above average.
Like, how about
defense.
just stop a 3rd and 5 when we need to? I think we could do that.
Let me just name some of the people. Diggs, he's pretty good. He's a rookie. He's done pretty well. Jalen Smith, he's a really good player. We have him really good. Crawford has been there a year. He's a veteran. He knows how to work that team. He's been there, I don't know how many years, but he's been there a while. You know what I mean? We have D-Law. We give him all that money for nothing. Like, what's up with D-Law? I think I saw a stat that said his last sack came week 5 of the 2019 season. Like, come on. Griffin. We got Everson Griffin. That was a great signing, but he hasn't done much. You say that they need to gel, but at the same time, I think you're a top player. You're a professional player, how you say it. And we're not doing anything. Alden Smith is probably the guy that's making us better than anybody else, and he had a 5-year hiatus. How do you explain that to me?
Well, I mean, I don't really explain. No, man, I'm not here to try to make excuses because at the end of the day, that's all that's really going to come out of my mouth is a bunch of excuses. But I think one thing to note about that Cowboys defense is the only person who's like a real staple in my head is 54, and that'd be Jalen Smith. Because he's been there and he's done that, and he's always been the guy. But he's surrounded, and he looks in that huddle, and he sees new faces probably every year. If you really think about it, that year that we were hot, we had Vanderish, and we had some other boys. And
Sean Lee hasn't been back, actually.
No, Sean Lee's gone, but my whole point was that he had a partner in crime. They had a team. They were gelling, that unit. Him and Vanderish. Remember, Vanderish was hollering and shit, and, they were really, they had fun. And I just think there's a lot of new faces coming from different places, and when times get tough, they just freaking put their heads down because they're not really invested in the man next to them yet. But I'm sure that locker room right now is coming together because no one likes to lose, and hopefully they'll just be able to just keep going. And I sound like a high school coach, but at the end of the day, man, it's all about just wanting to be out there. And one thing that I kind of saw was dude, earlier, at running when somebody runs the football on you, at the end of the day, yes, it could be skill, it could be matchups, but man, that's just 5 people pushing around 4 or 3 or 6 or 8, how many you have in the box, It just comes down to, not will, and that's easy for me to say sitting back here, I understand, but at the same time, these are professional athletes. And I just don't know, man. I don't like the state of the Cowboys football team, man.
I mean, how you were saying too, what I don't like is excuses. Like how you said it, we're just some couple Cowboys fans out here talking smack and our shoulders mask, But as a fan, you're frustrated. I know all of you out there are, you know what I mean? But how come other teams can gel with no, I don't know how to say it. Let's say a mid-trade season happens and this guy gets sent somewhere and they gel really well. How come we cannot gel? I get what you're saying, that new faces, maybe they're just forcing things. Maybe that's what it is. They're forcing things that they're not having fun. They're just trying too hard, and then being out there with the star on your helmet, it intensifies everything else. You know what I mean? So what could it be? You know what I mean? You let me know, what does it take for a team to gel?
Look, I'm not sitting here like I'm some sort of expert. I've just played a little bit of football, but the very few teams that I played on that were good was because we were just friends, Yeah. And it sounds super corny, man, but if you guys are just down for each other, it makes us being there that much fun, Do
you think no offseason was a maybe mishap right there that they didn't bond?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that you could really account to, but again, man, there's 3-1 teams out there.
There's
the
4-0
Browns,
teams.
there's 4-0 teams.
The Bills.
The Bills.
You know what I mean? Who would have thought that the Bills now in this day and age were going to be good?
So, I understand exactly what we're saying, and they do deserve the benefit of the doubt if they were in high school. But these are professional athletes, and they're not playing like it. And at the end of the day, man, it all comes down to coaching, in my opinion. And it comes down to the question that we first started during this podcast, is Mike McCarthy the right guy?
Well, it's not looking like it right now.
Right now,
yeah.
I'm saying no.
Not
I'm saying no. But it's still early. We're in the poop division of the NFL.
We're the NFC least, man. That's
NFC least, but hey, you know what, man? All it takes is a little bit to get in there, and the last NFC East teams to win the Super Bowl got in there and did it by the hair of their chinny chin chin. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not abandoning ship because I always have faith, but something has to change.
No good fan abandons ship, but damn, is ours sinking and we're just out there without life vests.
Dude, I don't think it's sinking yet. I think we're just like, uh-oh, did you hear that?
You don't think we're sinking?
I don't think we're sinking. I think it's like, did you hear that?
Jeez, that's like the iceberg hit us and we're already like with 2/3 of our ship sinking, you know what I mean?
Maybe, but like, I think we're approaching it. I still think there's time to divot, man. Because we can be, what, 10-4 by November?
With good hopes, and
you know what I'm saying?
We need that gel, whatever that magical is out there in the universe.
So like, we could still be 13-3. We could go on a hot streak and only be, you know what I'm saying? So let's not all be negative. You know what I'm saying? And you know what we're going here, folks. If you've been sticking around with us the last couple weeks, you know what times it is. It's time for that bright star of the game. And my bright star of this horrible Week 4 loss is Zach Martin. You know what? Because this guy, like last week, was just putting in work, and he was lined up again at right guard today. And although we didn't run the ball too much, he was being able to really go out there, and Dak had all sorts of time. Him and the boys put in that work and let Dak throw for damn near 500 yards in a loss, you know? So amongst all this horrible nonsense, my bright star of this game is Zach Martin.
So I would say my bright star is a CeeDee Lamb. You know, we drafted him. He's a really good. Followed him in Oklahoma. But today he had 5 receptions for 79 yards for 2 touchdowns. Whoever has him on fantasy, you lucked out today. But I think he's doing really good. He's a rookie. We haven't had a rookie score 2 touchdowns since 2010. He's looking like a real good starter. You know what I mean? Like, I think Gallup's going to be the third guy in that offense. I feel like it's going to be Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb for a good couple of years, that we're going to be a good 2 wide receiver punch duo. So
you know what? Yeah, we're not going to get on this whole tam because we have all season to talk about this. But one thing I believe that, man, you know what? CD, Dak, and Zeke are not going to be able to do their thing if we don't get that offensive line patched up.
No, we don't.
Like, I love Tyron Smith, man, but you know what? He's getting older. We lost Travis Frederick. Zach Martin's doing everything he can. We lost Lyle Collins.
Zach Martin's like on an island right now. You know what I mean?
It's all himself.
Like, it's all
and we
himself.
lost Joe Looney.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we're really hurting. So we need some big boys, and we need some big boys fast. So you know what that means? I'm suiting up, baby. Give me a call, Jerry. I'll be there on Wednesday.
And I'll be the water boy.
Yeah,
I know, man. I'm short, man. I'm not doing anything but running on that field, giving people water. That's all I'm good for. You know what I mean?
All right.
But we still got a couple minutes left. But let me come up with this question that I told you earlier. What do you think about Dak? He has had 3 good games with a lot of stats, touchdowns. But what do you think as a player? Like, is he elite? Tell me your idea of him. Does he deserve a contract?
If the season ended right now, no, of course not. Get out of here, Dak. Go play with the Rock in the XFL. You know? But that's the good thing, man. We still have a lot of football left. So I think there's plenty of time for him to earn that money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a pro-capitalist, so I'm never going to say no for someone getting that money. But he needs to earn it, man. And the good thing is that he has – how many weeks got left in the season? 12?
We're on week 4 next week. It's going to be 12 after that.
I think we're on week
3.
We're on week 5 next week.
Oh, wait. I'm off, yeah.
Yeah. Jesus, man. You know how to speak Spanish, but you can't do math. Anyways, let's do it, man. Let's keep it going. So next week, what do we got?
Next week, we got divisional rival, Giants. You know, we got this. But let me just tell you, Dallas is favored to win again. Do you think that could be a bad curse on us?
Well,
we're always favored, man, and we always drop the damn ball.
I don't believe in curses, man. But you know what's one thing that's going to be really interesting to see is how is Jason Garrett going to just be able to tell the New York Football Giants all of the dirty secrets that he knows about Dak, about Zeke. He really knows what's going on in that locker room better than anybody else in America right now. And I'm interested to see if he can really exploit that and kick them on their down. Because if we lose to the Giants next week, a divisional game,
without Saquon Barkley, with a crappy Daniel Jones.
I said last week that this week was a must-win. And you know what? This week next week is a must-win.
You can't let the Giants beat you, first of all.
No, we don't. We always take care of that team. So
yeah,
you know
and
what?
we always take care of the team.
Brakes. I think we're going to be all right.
Like how you said it, Jason Garrett could be the kryptonite now. You know what I mean? He could be playing the
That
devil's
is-
advocate.
That is something that's very
So,
interesting to see,
That's
guys.
gonna be a good storyline right there.
Yeah, but
Cowboys are favored 9 points.
man, who cares? Until we see any better, man, we'll see, guys. But make sure, hey, if you're watching this, I just want to say thank you very, very much. We're just new. We're over here. A couple Cowboys fans getting at you. CowboysCastHQ is the name. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. That's at CowboysCastHQ. The link will be in the description soon. And
Showing love, man. Keep sticking with us. How we stick as fans to the Cowboys. You know, we're gonna be out there giving it all every week. And once you keep tuning in, you'll learn to like us more. You know what I mean? We're gonna get the hang of this. So stick with us.
Shut the fuck up. All right, boys, let's do this. Cowboys Nation, till we die. We'll see y'all next week.
Cowboys Cast HQ.
Peace.
Wait. No, I know. I'm just like, the back part scratches me.